On this election day, we have winning weather in the forecast, but we do have to get past a pretty chilly start. We have dipped below the freezing mark in Ann Arbor. 28 degrees is where we're starting the morning. And a lot of it has to do with the fact we've had clear skies overnight. You can see the clear sky conditions for everywhere but Metro Airport, reporting a couple of clouds mixing in, but 32 on the nose in Port Huron, and we're 2 degrees above freezing in Monroe at 34. We have a couple low 40s on the map, but they are more isolated: Mount Clemens, City Airport, and Lapeer. So plan for mainly 30s as you step outside, and plan for it to be cooler no matter where you're waking up, because we're anywhere from 4 to 14 degrees cooler across southeastern Michigan compared to 6 a.m. yesterday. So as we look at your hourly forecast for Election Day, we'll likely be in the upper 30s around 8 a.m. and generically speaking, probably either side of 60 this afternoon. Forecasting 59 closer to Metro Airport, but I will not rule out a couple low 60s on the map for afternoon highs with a mix of sun and clouds. Today's winds, breezy, not as gusty as yesterday, but likely looking at about 15 to 20 mile per hour wind gusts heading into the afternoon. Otherwise, we get a little bump in temperatures tomorrow. Wednesday will be warmer, windy with an isolated rain chance. Clipper system takes us back down to the low 50s on Thursday. More widespread rain for your Friday, and then we're getting pretty cool heading into the weekend, which means we could also see a few snowflakes. It's a chilly start to your Tuesday morning. However, once we get past daybreak, the sunshine, southwesterly flow of wind will help us rebound to close to 60 this afternoon. But you wouldn't know it if you step outside in Ann Arbor, where we have fallen below the freezing mark at 28. City Airport trending much warmer than that at 41, but we're right at the freezing mark in Port Huron, and 35 in Adrian. So a lot of 30s on the map with a couple of those exceptions, but we have the southwesterly wind right now. We do have wind gusts that are peaking around 15 miles per hour, so not as gusty as yesterday, but certainly there is a breeze. We have high pressure to our south that did peel back some of the clouds through the overnight, allowing the temperatures to tumble. But in the meantime, the trade-off will be that we get some sunshine once we get past your sunrise. So your out the door forecast, kind of the 3 takeaways to plan out the rest of the week. I'm not going to rule out a spotty rain chance tomorrow, but most of us will stay dry. It'll be a warmer and windy Wednesday with an isolated rain chance, but the more widespread rain that arrives come Friday. Below average conditions working their way in for the weekend, which means as those temperatures slide at or even below freezing at points this weekend, we will have a chance for a few snowflakes mixing in with some rain, especially for the second half of the weekend. Bus stop forecast, plan for 30s at pickup, upper 50s by drop off. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, but I won't rule out a couple of the suburbs even reaching the low 60s this afternoon. Our sunrise is less than an hour away, officially at 7:10, sunset at 5:23. Pointing that out because you might want to look to the night sky right after sunset for this evening, because we have the November supermoon on tap. It's the largest and brightest of the year. That's what makes this one pretty special. Now, typically your full moon in November, regardless if it's a supermoon or not, is called the beaver moon. But the best viewing time will be this evening and even tomorrow evening, shortly after sunset, when it rises above the eastern horizon. Hopefully we can get a great view of that before the clouds roll in, because tonight we end up being mostly cloudy and a little breezy. 44 for the overnight low.